Hey everybody, my name is Rydo, and we are about to start Sam and Max Save the World, Episode 6, Bright Side of the Moon. But first, I have to make this small disclaimer. All the episodes of Season 1, Sam and Max Save the World, do not run in Windows 10. They just completely crash. There is a bit of a hack, a trick that you can do. It's not super complicated, but it is a lot of work, and it is definitely completely unacceptable that you can buy a game on Steam and it just crash, regardless of who made the game or how old the game is. Uh, so you have to, once you hack it, you can only play it in windowed mode, and on top of that, because it's so old, the highest resolution built in that you can set it to is 1280 by 960. So that is not what we will be recording this at. However, there is a separate program called the uh, Telltale Games Resolution Tool that's not made by Telltale's that you can Google and download, and I'm using it to turn the resolution to the TV standard of 1080p, 1920 by 1080. Uh, that means for about 95% of the game, you will see things on the sides just fine. But in a few cases, such as a still image like this, where they didn't draw any more of the picture, or a few effects like fading in and fading out, you will see it just happen on the square, and then the outsides won't really match. You might also see some things on the sides that you weren't supposed to actually see uh, in this scene. If you need help or want to, uh, if you need help or support to try to get this to run, go back to my first episode. That would be Sam and Max Save the World #1, and ask me in the comments there. Watch that first section. I explain it a lot more in that episode. But if I don't explain it enough, ask me in the comments. Read the comments first in case somebody else has already asked it. And that's about it. So now we begin The Bright Side of the Moon, the conclusion to Sam and Max Save the World. Season 1. Season 1 is called Save the World. Okay, let's begin.
Which is why every citizen will find a complimentary government-issued aerosol can waiting in the mailbox. Get to spraying, America! Let's heat this mother up! This has been an announcement from the President of the United States. What gives, Sam? You missed your cue!
What? Oh, sorry, little buddy-in-chief. I'm still thinking about our last case. The internet said it was working for somebody named Roy G. Biv. Obviously a pseudonym, but for who? Or whom?
We're detectives, Sam, not mind readers. Hey, maybe we should ask Hugh Bliss.
Mind readers, that's it! No, that's not it.
By the way, have you seen my copy of Emetics, the Handbook for Multicolored Happiness by Hugh Bliss?
Colors? No. Think, Max, think.
Well, I know I had it this morning.
That's it. Morning. In the ancient tongue of the mud-worshipping Kapala Hotek tribe of the Serengeti, our word morning means he who destroys the hypnotic rainbow man. That's the word he fears the most. So this Roy G. Biv is the one person we've met who's never said the word morning. And that means it's the commissioner.
The commissioner? I never did trust him.
No, Chowderhead. It's Hugh Bliss.
Never!
What? Oh, no, Commissioner. I didn't mean... Look, I need you to put out an APB on Hugh Bliss. Stat. By the Greek goddess Selene in a chariot with dual overhead cams and silver fox mud flaps. We're on our way. Let's go, Max. The Commissioner said that Hugh Bliss is currently staying at his exclusive prismatology retreat, the Blister of Tranquility.
Oh boy! I bet it's somewhere really cool and exotic, like a remote island in the South Pacific, or Des Moines!
Even farther, pal. We're going to the moon. Oh, feels good to be back on the moon, doesn't it?
We made good time, too. We've still got plenty of generic brand powdered orange-flavored drink mix left.
You always did know how not to infringe on a registered trademark, little buddy.
What are we doing first, Sam?
Let's locate the blister of tranquility, find out what Hugh Bliss is up to, and arrest his unprincipled magical butt.
Is that a visitor center?
Okay, so we're into the game. That was a pretty long intro. Now, as far as Hugh Bliss being the bad guy, when you first meet Hugh Bliss in episode 2, it probably didn't really indicate to people that he was supposed to be the bad guy at all. When you see him again in, let's see, was he in 3? Well, I know he was definitely in 4, and he was definitely in 5. I don't think he was in 3. Let's see, what was 3? After the TV station was... I don't know. I can't remember. I don't think it was in 3, but then he was in 4 and 5, and so it was getting pretty obvious, particularly when you think, well, somebody has to be the main bad guy here. And it has to be somebody we've seen, so it could have been the Soda Poppers, which would have made sense. It could have been Brady Culture, it could have been Leonard. So, and apparently our car flies too. If we click on the DeSoto, can we go back to the office?
Where are we headed now, Sam?
To the Earth. I guess never mind.
Let's stay here a while longer.
So, we don't start in the office again, which... I guess it's fine, because we did get like new dialogue for everything to click on in the office last episode, but I doubt they would have would have spent the time to do even newer dialogue. It would have been nice if they had done some new dialogue earlier on the episodes.
How does it do that when there's no wind on the moon?
Good question. If you haven't seen any of the previous episodes, why are you watching the final one is the first question. This is a point-and-click adventure, and we're gonna point-and-click on everything. Everything's new here. This is all new art.
It's a lunar lander.
So is my Aunt Tilly, but they can't prove anything.
So, the Earth is way too small, I believe, for being on the moon.
It looks cleaner from far away.
If I'm pretty sure the Earth would look huge on the moon. So we can sort of talk to Max if we get confused, but talking to him never really helps. The concept of him being your hint machine is great, but it doesn't really help, and he needs to kind of shout things after it recognizes you haven't done a successful action after a few minutes.
Whee!
That's something that would definitely be added
Lunar
in
lander.
a new 2015 game, whereas this final episode was released in 2007. So it's pretty easy to get lost in two episodes in the 2 recordings of the last episode. I specifically was just majorly lost and did not know where to do, what to do. A lot of it all centered around just clicking on things without using an item, because we do have our big gun in our inventory right now, and we'll pick up some other stuff. Okay. We have the Moon Visitor gift shop and Harry the Mole, who was a bad guy.
Aren't you Teddy Bear?
Once upon a time, but no longer.
Okay, so who are you now?
Who are you now?
I've gone back to being Harry Mole Man. Or should I say I've gone forward. Prismatology has helped me find a new me where the old one used to be.
Are you still a criminal?
Are you still a notorious criminal?
Or an obscure one, like Kevin Mitnick.
No, I've repostulated my lemma since Prismatology found me. It's the straight and narrow for Harry Mole Man from here on out.
Kevin Mitnick was a uh, kid that really didn't do a very sophisticated hack, but he did it really early in like the 70s or 80s, I don't remember. And the FBI basically super freaked out on him and threw him in jail and told the judges that he could set off the nuclear rocket codes if he was given access to any phone anywhere. He could just blow up the entire world and start World War III, because in those days people just didn't understand computers, and you could make up such an ridiculous lie. You could even believe such a ridiculous lie and attribute it to a hacker, regardless of, he was probably like 8. So he's nefarious. If you see the movie War Games, which is a pretty good movie, that is kind of who that character is based off of. The main character is based off Kevin Mitnick. But of course, none of the things in War Games about an AI going crazy and threatening to start nuclear war happened, as far as I know. But let's get back to this game, and you seem shorter.
You seem shorter than you used to.
I used to use that exoskeleton, but prismatology has taught me that size doesn't matter. Color does. Hairy Mole Man will never be sensitive about being diminutive again.
Or about referring to himself in the third person, apparently.
Size doesn't matter, color does. What a terrible sentiment. Didn't you explode at the end of... yeah, he was in episode 3.
Didn't you explode?
Only in the spiritual sense. Prismatology helped me put Hairy Mole Man back together again.
Looks like it may have left out a few pieces by mistake.
Okay, enough about that.
Well, I guess it's nice to see you again.
Actually, I'm still a little sore that he tried to get you to shoot me last time we saw him.
I'm channeling my saturation towards making amends for my past transgressions. Prismatology has taught me...
Yeah, we get it.
Prismatology. Which way to the blister of tranquility?
Which way to the blister of tranquility?
Enlightenment is the only way to reach the blister of tranquility.
How about we enlighten your skull a little? Would that work?
The blister is through that little box right over there.
Have you seen Hugh Bliss anywhere?
Seen Hugh Bliss around here lately?
To see the master, I need only search my heart.
I meant see him in the traditional fashion.
No, he's usually in the blister these days.
See you later.
See you later.
Moment.
We've got important sightseeing to do.
Great!
So, there is a bit of a split here. There's Emetics is the book released by Hugh Bliss, and then Prismatology is the thing that actually Brady Culture was doing at the beginning, and it's all getting kind of mixed together like it was the same thing, but because it probably was, but
Lovely
they're
shirt.
not
Can I get one, Sam?
covering
Can I?
that fact
You don't
well.
wear shirts, Max.
I can still accumulate them, can't I?
So you have the Hypno Beam display here.
What's supposed to go here?
These hypnotic goggles were an early prototype of the hypnobeam technology currently being used to further the worldwide goals of prismatology.
Wow! Invisible goggles!
The goggles were stolen a few months ago. Honestly, some people will take anything that's not bolted to the floor.
So they're trying to make it out like Brady Culture stole the goggles, which maybe he did.
What's this?
Looks like a bent spoon with some peanut butter on it.
The power to bend and rebend spoons, stored within this completely indestructible magical talisman, was among the first mental abilities to be developed and popularized by Hugh Bliss.
Big deal. I can bend spoons with my bare hands. One question. Would it work on wrenches?
Yeah, a wrench is close enough.
Interesting.
You made me forget where I was. Let's see. Indestructible magical talisman. Oh, yeah. The virtually indestructible display case is a triumph of modern prismatological
Virtually
science.
indestructible. It was
Virtually
indestructible.
Extensive testing has been done on the case, showing it to be impervious to bullets, acid, high falls, crushing force, sonic weaponry, diamond-tipped drills, hurricanes, poisons, cynicism, and liquid nitrogen. Don't touch it. You might break it.
Oops, it's not held down very securely.
So he just sticks it in his pocket like a good point-and-click adventure hero. And so now we've got it. Don't touch it, you might break it, but it's virtually indestructible.
What's with the chart?
I bet it shows how Justin Timberlake is descended from the moon people.
This chart outlines Hugh Bliss's ingenious master plan to hypnotize everyone on Earth through connections with the U.S. government, the internet, and the toy mafia.
Well, I was close.
Weren't you in charge of the toy mafia?
You're right, I was. I wonder why I didn't know anything about this at the time.
So when you look at the chart, Brady Culture isn't mentioned, but everybody else was. So it's that gives credence to the thought that the first episode was released before they even finished the story, because they couldn't even tie him in there to it.
It looks like cheap touristy crap is the same everywhere in the solar system.
Can we get some cheap touristy crap, Sam?
No.
Just take the cash
What
register.
kind of currency do they use on the moon?
Junkets.
How appropriate.
Various merchandise. So I think that's all of
One moment, please. I'm supposed to frisk everybody when they leave. Just a formality.
Of course.
Oh-ho! What's this? I knew you were up to something. Ruining my career with the toy mafia wasn't enough. Now you want to cost me this job, too?
It must have fallen into my pocket while I was looking at your beautiful ceiling architecture.
What mafia?
Don't try that again, or I'll have to get ugly.
I guess a lot of people have done it already.
Yes, but I always... Hey!
So we gotta get that, but sneak it out. Let's get this mechanical suit out of the trash
Oh, look,
can.
there's a slightly beat-up robotic exoskeleton in the trash.
The past is only useful as fertilizer for the future. Hugh Bliss said that.
So we can't pick it
It's
up?
pretty skanky. I think I'll just leave it alone forever.
Okay. So we can't do anything with that until we need it, I guess, or maybe we'll never use it. Let's look over here at the bulletin board.
Warning, wild lunar yaks have been sighted in this area. If you encounter a wild lunar yak, try to make yourself look large, then shriek like a schoolgirl and hightail it for the hills.
Let's see how many different comments they've written for this.
Picnickers, please do not use craters for waste disposal.
Whoops!
Buzz, we got tired of waiting, so we went on without you. Meet you back at the orbiter. Only you can prevent moon fires. No parking between the hours of 3 a.m. and 5 a.m.
Hours.
Dust preservation area. Please stay on marked paths. No parking between the hours of 3 a.m. and 5 a.m.
Okay, so they got about 4 or 5 comments on that. Pretty funny. Super Bowl. We've grown to love Super Bowl after his song and dance number.
Hey, Small Worlds. It's our favorite cabinet secretary and Secret Service man, Agent Superball.
Favorite? That'd be like choosing a favorite child, Sam. I love them all.
Didn't I see you last week beating the Secretary of Defense over the head with his own war agenda?
Granted, it's a tough love.
Greetings, newcomers. Blessed be.
So what are you doing here, Super Bowl? He's gonna be blocking a door, almost certainly.
So let me guess. You're guarding the door to this retreat.
Affirmative. I have a passion for it, sir. And Hugh Bliss believed in my door guarding abilities when no one else would.
Great story, great story. Okay, let us in.
Negative. Only level red prismatologists may enter Hugh Bliss's magical paradise.
What's a level red prismatologist? Because I'm pretty sure I am one.
Level red is apex of prismatology, sir. You'd have to undergo spectrum analysis to determine your current level.
Spectrum analysis. Is that where you lie perfectly still in a lead coffin while brightly colored cotton swabs are inserted into various orifices?
No, sir. We gave that up in '87. It's much simpler now.
Okay, so we have to be red level prismatology. Okay, let's study prismatology.
You're studying this prismatology too?
Not studying. I've mastered it.
You mastered prismatology by standing in front of a door?
I am one with the door. We exist in the indigo wavelength of reality. The door is an illusion.
It really works for you.
This prismatology nonsense really works for you?
That's right. Happiest I've ever been. Hugh Bliss is great. I'm sorry. I'm gushing.
We need to see Hugh
President
Bliss.
Max requires an audience with Hugh Bliss.
I can't let just anyone into the retreat. Orders?
Well, as your president, here's your new order. Move it!
I'm now a citizen of Bliss, sir. I can't let you in.
But Max is the president.
What about loyalty to your president? Let us in.
Hugh Bliss showed me the folly of independent nations. Plus, the benefits are better. Full medical and dental.
Alright, I guess let's try the spectrum analysis.
Yep, we're level red. Let us in.
I'm sure you're mistaken, but we'll run the spectrum analysis anyway. Take this.
A unicorn?
What am I supposed to do with this?
Rub it, sir.
Rub it, Sam.
Harder. Harder. I'm sorry, sir. The unicorn says you're yellow.
No one calls us yeller. Draw, partner.
Level yellow is frankly rather pathetic, sir. Only level reds may enter the retreat. Regulations. However, Hugh Bliss would like you to keep the unicorn as a token of his love. Rub it often to measure your progress towards true bliss.
Oh boy, a pet unicorn. I shall call him Horny.
You do that.
How does this unicorn work?
How does
Good
that
question.
unicorn work anyway?
By magic, sir.
Right. Either that or it's just a glorified mood ring that reacts to body heat.
A mood horn.
You're not a believer, sir. I could never explain it to you.
Come on, just let us in.
Forget the mood horn. Let us in.
Not until you're level red, sir.
So long, Superball.
Let's use the unicorn on Harry.
Hey, Harry. Want to rub my unicorn?
No, I'm not that desperate yet.
We got a rocket engine. Let's see if we can use this rocket engine.
That's quite a rocket engine.
So use the unicorn with the
I
rocket
want to
engine.
kill Horny.
Well, let's see, let's go back to the gift shop. Maybe the magical,
It really should work on securing this thing better.
maybe we could use the magical unicorn with the, no. Display case. Give it to Max.
Here, Max, hold this. I meant in your hands, but whatever.
Okay, well that works.
One moment, please. Okay, go ahead.
Alright. So I think we need to go back to our office now because I don't see anything else we can do quite yet.
Where are we headed
There's
now,
not
Sam?
enough actions on the moon.
Terra firma.
Hey, it's nighttime. That's something different. At least on Straight Street is apparently the name of the street because it's just one straight thing. And they've got a new billboard because Liver and Onions singing career didn't work out, I guess.
Liver and Onions have been headed towards a nasty breakup for years.
So now they're just boxing each other. Click on the mailbox, see if it's going to be the same old
I
thing.
hope we remembered to put enough postage on all those presidential pardons.
No, that's new dialogue on each one. The newer episodes. I think they really stepped up their game we'll see. So let's see what she's doing today. I think she's decided to become Canadian with the Maple Leafs and Relax A and the Queen's Zone. Newton's, what does this say? Newton's Candies?
Knewton's balls.
Oh. Canoes.
He's got the glassy-eyed glare of a prismatology inductee. The rare Yukon ice cactus.
Let's see. Just look at the tiki, look at the intercom, then we'll talk to Sybil.
A tiki, which in the ancient language of the Canadians means, look at me, I'm just ahead. It's probably a direct line to the highest offices of power in Ottawa. Her Royal
Nameplate.
Majesty, Sybil Pandemic. Relax, eh? Sorry, too busy.
Let's talk to Sybil.
Hiya, Sybil.
Hello, Sam. Hello, Max. But we prefer to be addressed by our official title.
Is Sybil hearing the voices again? The people, the people.
You feeling all right, Sybil?
You bet we are. We just got the best job ever. We are the Queen of Canada.
I always thought Rush was the Queen of Canada.
Okay, so there's so many things wrong with that. You can't just get a job and be the Queen. The Queen of Canada is the Queen of also the UK, and England and several other countries. So there isn't a unique Queen of Canada. I think I'm saying it right when I say the Queen of Canada is the Queen of the UK, because the United Kingdom, I think, means all the other countries such as Canada and England and all a few others combined. I think that's right. Let me know in the comments nicely if I'm wrong.
Queen of Canada? How'd you land that gig?
Did you find half of an old locket dripping with syrup and bacon grease, hinting at a long-forgotten lineage?
Nothing that interesting, we're afraid. We answered a classified ad.
Yeah, the Canadians are practical that way.
They've been looking for a figurehead to give the country a little bit more class. They said we were the perfect candidate.
But you're not classy. But you're not Canadian, okay?
You're not even Canadian, are you?
Heck no. But we took 2 quarters of French in college and we spelled color with a U.
If not knowing how to spell is enough to become royalty, I could become President of the United States!
You are President of the United States, Max.
By God, you're right, Sam! How come I'm not bombing anything right now?
Plus, we were the only candidate.
Need any help?
Need any help with your monarchy?
We could be freelance Mounties!
Thanks for the offer, guys, but we've got things under control for now. You're helping a lot just by not making any of the obvious Canada jokes.
Who would make obvious jokes, eh?
Yes, Sybil. That's just not what we're about.
So why are you in the
If you're
US?
Queen of Canada, how come you're still down here in the States?
Are you kidding? It's freezing up there. We love our country, but we've got to draw the line somewhere.
What are your duties?
What kind of stuff does the Queen of Canada do, anyway?
It's mostly promotional. We throw out the first puck in hockey games, that kind of thing. This afternoon, we've got to go pose for money.
Sam, how come I don't get to pose for...
We already talked about this, Max. Your gruesome head frightens shopkeepers and plays havoc with ATMs.
Our most important job is to look for ways to spruce up the country.
So how do you spruce up Canada?
How can you possibly spruce up Canada? It's a paradise year-round, from the fresh air and great seafood of British Columbia to the bustling metropolises in Ontario and Quebec.
You still have that endorsement with the tourism board?
Every little bit helps make ends meet, Max, with the rate you go through new shoes.
I didn't complain when you were teething, Sam.
How will you improve
Have you
Canada?
come up with any brilliant ideas for improving Canada?
Nothing solid yet. We've thought of a new slogan. Canada. It's surprisingly pleasant. But we need something bigger. Something to really put us on the map.
Okay, so our puzzle with her is we're gonna have to improve Canada.
See you later,
somehow.
Your Majesty.
You may go.
So that's interesting. We've got a few other things to click on and look at, but we will do that next recording. And then we'll go down to Bosco's Inconvenience and check out our office too, see what's there to find. But that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps me out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it and make a donation. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.